Nice to meet all of you. Today we are discussing the new concept and new chapter electrochemistry. So this is intermediate second year syllabus. So it's very difficult but it's very interesting chapter. Let us discuss now. Electrochemistry. What is electrochemistry? Why we have to study about electrochemistry? So in daily life we are using batteries. So without electricity no one can survive. So you know the feeling of electricity like in a summer days. So we need every time we are using fans and TV, refrigerator, completely we are depends on the electricity. So sometimes we have to store this electricity because we cannot directly produce and we cannot use. So we have to store. Where they are storing in batteries. So let us discuss now about the electricity. So what is electrochemistry? Electro means electricity. Electro means electricity. And what is chemistry? It's nothing but we are studying about chemical reactions. Chemical reactions. Chemical reactions. There is a relationship between electricity and chemical reactions. So here in electrochemistry we are discussing how the electrical energy is going to convert into chemical energy. At the same time how the chemical energy is going to convert into electrical energy. We are discussing here the relationship between electricity and chemical reactions. Here the electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. Chemical energy. At the same time, the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. So, what is electricity? First, we have to discuss about this. So, put a headline here: electricity. What is electricity? The movement of electrons. The movement of electrons or the flow of electrons we call electricity. So through battery or through the wire, the electrons momentum which takes place that we call electricity. The movement of electrons. The movement of electrons we call electricity. How the electrons are moving? Okay, through wire or through battery okay, we call electricity. The movement of electrons through wire or through the battery we call electricity. So or you can tell in a different way, the movement of electrons in between atoms. If you take atom A, at the same take here atom B. Okay. In between atom A and atom B, the movement of electrons we call electricity. Now we are going to discuss about what is a chemical reaction. So there are so many types of chemical reactions are there, but especially in electrochemistry, we have redox reactions. Chemical reaction is nothing but a chemical reaction is nothing but we have to discuss about only the redox reaction, where in a chemical reaction the reduction and oxidation both takes place is called redox reactions. The chemical reaction in which both the oxidation and reduction takes place, these reactions are called redox reactions. So what will happen here in redox reactions? If you take here an atom A, at the same take here atom B. Okay, in atom A and atom B. Okay, from one to another, the electron migration takes place. Electron migration takes place. So one atom has a stronger pull for electrons, so another atom has a lesser or weaker pull for electrons. If you observe this here, the electron is moving from A to B. Here B is a stronger pull for electrons. Here is a weaker pull for electrons. So due to the chemical reactions, also the electricity is produced. During chemical reactions also the electricity. Now we are discussing the relationship between electricity and chemical reactions. There are two types of chemical reactions. First one is the spontaneous reaction, second one is the not spontaneous. Now for example, spontaneous reaction, the first statement if you observe, certain chemical reactions can produce electricity. Some chemical reactions can produce electricity. For example, take here the galvanic cell. Example take here galvanic cell. Galvanic cell is also called as a voltaic cell. Voltaic cell. Galvanic cell is also called as voltaic cell. So these are the two half cells. In first half cell I have taken here zinc sulfate solution, in which I have taken one electrode, zinc electrode. The second half cell contains copper sulfate solution, in which I am taking here electrode copper. So when these two connected to the bulb, and spontaneously the bulb starts glowing. The bulb starts glowing. What happened here? If you observe here, in these chemical reactions, the electricity is created. The electricity is produced. So in these chemical reaction. So what's happened here? Now we observe zinc. Zinc is a weaker pull for electrons. It's a weaker pull for electrons. And copper has a stronger pull for electrons. So copper is taking electrons from the zinc. It's a weak. The copper is strong. The copper is taking electrons itself. So that is why the electrons movement takes place from zinc to cathode, zinc to copper. So here zinc is losing electrons. Zinc is losing electrons. It is oxidized. The electrons, zinc is losing electrons. The zinc is oxidized. The zinc can change into Zn plus 2. At the same time, the copper 2 plus is gaining electrons. The copper 2 plus is gaining electrons. The copper is reduced. Cu2 plus can change into Cu. This happens on its own. This happens on its own. This happens on its own. So these reactions are called spontaneous reactions. So these reactions are called spontaneous reactions. These reactions are called spontaneous reactions. So here, when a zinc rod and copper rod when connected to the bulb starts glowing. Because zinc losing electron, copper taking electron. It says spontaneously, so the reaction takes place. So here the chemical reaction is giving electricity. This is one type. Here the zinc anode. Zinc we call anode. The electrode where the oxidation takes place, that is called anode. Copper we call cathode. The electrode where the reduction takes place, that is called cathode. Simply write here, this is anode. What is anode? Where oxidation takes place. So what is oxidation? Loss of electrons. The loss of electrons we call oxidation. The electrode where the oxidation takes place, that we call anode. So zinc is anode. Zinc is anode. So here, so what is cathode? Copper is cathode. Copper is cathode. Why it is cathode? So what is cathode? Cathode means where the reduction takes place. Where the reduction takes place. Where the reduction takes place. So what is reduction? There is a gaining of electrons. Gaining of electrons, okay, that is called reduction. So here the electrons are moving from zinc to copper. Okay. So due to the movement of electrons from zinc to copper, the bulb starts glowing. This happens on its own. This is called spontaneous reactions. Spontaneous reactions. So here zinc is anode, copper is cathode. Copper is cathode. Okay. So these chemical reactions can produce electricity. In first example, we discussed about the spontaneous reactions. Now we are discussing non-spontaneous reactions. Electricity can make certain chemical reactions happen that would not happen otherwise. Already we discussed in our previous example, from atom A to atom B, electrons are spontaneously moving. So the bulb starts glowing, in which the electricity is produced from the chemical reactions. Here what's going on? The electricity is very important for some chemical reactions happens. Okay. For example, C to D, electrons is migrating, okay, without any giving supply of electricity. This is called spontaneous. Sometimes would not happen normally. It will not happen. Okay. It would not happen normally. So this is would not happen normally. So what to do at the time? Because this is a less giving electrons. It is a the reaction is not takes place spontaneously. At that time, you have to give some supply of electricity. So here C to D electrons migration not takes place. Okay, it would not happen normally. So what to do? At that time, we have to give electricity. So we have taken here battery. So what the battery is doing in between C and D? The battery is pull the electrons from the C. So pull the electrons from the C and push to D. So that battery is working in between C and D. The electrons are normally not moving. At that time, the battery is working. The electrons are taken by the battery from the C and given to the D. So this is a non-spontaneous reaction. So for example, of water. So what's happening in electrolysis of water? So I am taking here water in an electrolytic cell. So this is called electrolytic cell in which I am taking here water. Okay, we are doing electrolysis. We are doing electrolytic cell. The electrolytic cell means the cell which is using for doing electrolysis. That is called electrolytic cell. Electrolytic cell. The cell which is using for doing electrolysis. For doing electrolysis process. That cell we call electrolytic cell. In electrolytic cell, I have taken here water in which I fixed here two electrodes. This is one electrode and this is one electrode. So here I am taking here battery. Why I am taking battery in between here? Because if you observe here water, the water contains two elements. Here hydrogen and oxygen gas. For the dissociation of water molecule into hydrogen gas and oxidation, so we are doing for electrolysis process. How you are preparing hydrogen gas and how you are preparing oxygen gas? By doing electrolysis process. If you observe here what's going on here, this water molecule, the oxidation state of hydrogen is +1, and here oxidation state of oxygen is -2. From hydrogen, see, from here hydrogen to hydrogen, after electrolysis, what's going here? Here the +1 and it is 0. That means the oxidation number is decreased. That means it is a loss of electrons. Loss of electrons or gaining of electrons? Yes, gaining of electrons. Hydrogen is gaining of electrons. Gaining of electrons. So this is called a reduction process. hydrogen is reduced. Hydrogen is reduced. So this process is called reduction. At the same time, if you observe here oxygen state here limited from 0, here -2. So -2 it will become 0. That means the oxidation number is increased. Okay, -2 is 0. So here as a losing of electrons. Losing of electrons. That is called oxidation. That is called oxidation. Losing of electrons is oxidation. Here oxygen is oxidized. Oxygen is oxidized. Oxygen is oxidized. So during this process, what's happened here? The electrons are moving from oxygen to hydrogen. Why? If you observe these two, actually the electrons are not moving from oxygen to hydrogen. It's not possible normally. So we are using here battery. So what the battery is doing? A battery can pull the electrons from the oxygen and push them to the hydrogen. Okay, here the battery is taking the electrons from the oxygen and it is giving to the hydrogen. So why it is giving electron to hydrogen? Because oxygen has a stronger pull for electrons. Oxygen has stronger pull for electrons. So that means that it is not easily giving electrons. So we are using battery for taking out the electrons. If you use the battery, the electrons are moving to the hydrogen. So in generally, hydrogen is a weaker pull for electrons. So it will not take. So we have to use battery, okay, to give the electrons from oxygen to hydrogen. So this is the electrolysis process. If you observe this experiment, so when you connect the battery here, the electricity passing here, the water molecule can be dissociated into hydrogen gas at the same time oxygen gas. So the battery, the electrons are pulled from the oxygen. The oxygen is oxidized. The oxygen is oxidized. This process is called oxidation. And this electrode is called anode. This electrode is called anode. What is anode? Where the oxidation takes place. That electrode is called anode. At the same time, the electrons are moving. Okay, the electrons are pushed to the hydrogen. From the oxygen to the electrons are moving to the hydrogen. Here if you observe here, the hydrogen is gaining of electrons from the oxygen. It is reduced. This is called a reduction. The hydrogen is reduced. So this is called cathode. So what is cathode? The electrode where the reduction takes place. That electrode is called cathode. That electrode is called cathode. So these reactions not happens on its own. So we are using battery. So the external force. So this is called a non-spontaneous reaction. This reaction we call non-spontaneous reaction. This reaction is non-spontaneous reaction. The first one is a spontaneous reaction. This is a non-spontaneous reaction. Sometimes the electricity can make the chemical reaction happen. That is non-spontaneous. Okay. Certain chemical reactions happens and they gives electricity. They produce electricity. That is called spontaneous. There are two types. So now we are discussing how they are strong pull or weak pull, the values, the standard reduction potential values. So these are called standard reduction potential values. We observe here. So here, fluorine, that is plus 2.8, chlorine plus 1.36, copper plus 0.34, and nickel minus 0.25, zinc minus 0.176, and calcium minus 2.87, and lithium minus 3.05. If you observe the values here, the copper is given here, the value is plus. So that is why, this is gaining electrons. This is gaining electrons. Because plus value is there, na? Plus means they have to take electrons. The standard reduction potential value is plus 0.34. So if you observe the zinc here, zinc is losing electrons. Why? Zinc is losing electrons because here negative charge is there. That means more electrons are there. So that is why it's a Losing electrons. Losing electrons. So that is why, okay, copper is a strong pull for electrons and zinc is a weaker pull for electrons. So which is strong here? Lithium, calcium, zinc, nickel, copper, chlorine, fluorine. So this is more stronger pull for electrons from down to top. So these are the some standard reduction potential values. Thank you.